Bruins,
but it's okay.
Well, we spent 5 months in Baton Rouge, and all you see is LSU. There's no, it's just LSU.
There's no Bruin and Trojans.
Yeah, we're not
just
USC.
One.
Yeah, there's just one.
Anyway, go ahead.
All right, well, let's start off with that obvious question. Why now? Why are we getting this National Treasure now after all these years?
Because it was.
I think because Disney Plus is ready to make it.
And then we said it's the perfect time to not reboot, but to do the new generation story, the story that is more 17 years later. We do pick up directly from 17, like Peter Susky is 17 years older. Riley's 17 years older. He's had a trilogy of books now. We pick up from that, but we just, and then people go, well, why the TV show, not the movie? Because if we were going to do a movie, it would be Ben Gates. I don't think they would make the TV show because no one's ever heard. We can't say National Treasure and have Jess be our hero. Yeah. So it was the only place that we could really launch sort of our Peter Parker to Tony Stark. It's like people have never heard of Jess, so now they will. And it would, I know, it was just a perfect chance for us to do a female-centric version of the story. We did all the dudes and the founding fathers and all that in the last two, right? So, and all the historical figures of those two. This time we want to do female protagonist, female antagonist, Catherine Zeta-Jones to add to the pantheon of the Ed Harris and the Sean Bean. And we wanted to do, because we always say the treasure isn't the important thing, although it's very cool. Don't get me wrong. It's who hid it and why did they hide it? Like the Templars, and why did the men hide the people hide it? And why were the founding fathers? Why did Ben Gates' family try to find it? Like what was it? What did it mean to them? And it can't just be about money. And the same thing is true about Catherine's character. Catherine's searching for the treasure too, for things that are deeply personal and not about treasure at all. And we wanted to, and the person that hid the treasure is a very fascinating character that nobody really knows about, that we hope to bring to light, a female in history that we wanted to bring some light to the females, unsung female heroes of our past.
Can you talk a little bit about, we other really stick with figures and stories that we kind of know and are touched on in U.S. history class. But this one seems to kind of go into more of it's still an American story, but it's not something that you learn. Can you talk about that?
Yeah.
Expanding our world and our knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted, like Cormac said in the thing, is we wanted to tell the story of other people who came to the country other than the guys who came on the Mayflower. We wanted to tell the story of the indigenous people. We wanted to tell the story of the Latinx people from Mexico that came in.
Yeah, I mean, I growing up, like I said, my father was from Ireland, but he grew up in Ireland, and in third grade, he moved to England. So he had learned Irish history. Then he goes to England and he learns English history, and he realizes the Irish are the bad guys and the English are the good guys. And then he comes to the United States and he goes, oh, wait a minute, the English are the bad guys, the Americans are the good guys. So he kept going, oh, so whoever writes the history, that's the history. So he would always sort of like hammer us about that and say,
So we didn't want to do just one point of view.
We just didn't want to do one point of view. We wanted to show another point of view of the history of
America.
Of America. We always said it's 23andMe for our hero and it's 23andMe for our country. Let's take a look at it.
What's the main thing, or one thing that you were both most excited for fans to see in the first season?
First of all, we're amazed that there's any fans at all.
We are.
Every time someone said, "Oh, we're a fan," we didn't believe it. And the kids would come on the show, "I'm a fan," and Marianne are like, "Really? Are they a fan? Or are they just saying it?" So we're touched that there's any fans. And because it's 20 years later.
I know.
It's amazing.
I guess most excited about the character, Jess, because of who she is, where she comes from, and all the things that we can learn through her experience. Because we always say National Treasure is edutainment. You're going to learn, but you're also going to hopefully be entertained mostly. You might learn some stuff. So that's important to us. But I'm also very excited to get to the episode where Jess finally says, I'm going to do it. I'm going to fill in the blank. And that's where I'm excited about that.
did a really good job in the films of balancing the adventure with the character building. But I would assume that, 10 episodes, it gives you a lot more time to actually get into more of the characters, and now we have a So can you talk about that? The balancing the character aspects and the adventure and the action that people really kind of come with?
There's definitely a practical aspect of television, which is you can't do a 10-hour Mission Impossible movie. It's too expensive. So, but that gave us leeway to do more relationship and more like daily life of like what it's like to be working and being young and trying to find your place in the world, and that building up those characters before we get into although we get into the adventure very fast, but it did give us more leeway to do more romance. That's the part I like. I like the romance, the love triangle. But we still do like capers. We had to do. It's a 10-hour movie in a sense that we do a lot of capers. We do. It's not just one steal the Declaration of Independence. There are lots. So.
How do you handle this in the writer's room with all your capers? Do you come up with the ultimate prize first and then work backwards, or do you come up with like a bunch of mini ideas, especially for a 10-episode season?
Well,
it's a good question.
It's like playing a 3-chord song. You just kind of have to like mix it up because everyone's heard those 3 chords. So when we do a caper, we normally build out from where's the caper going to take place, what historical place is it going to be, and how impossible is it going to be to get into that historical place. And let's figure out some ways of getting into it. And you guys have all seen capers, so we have to kind of like do it in different ways every time. Because if you're going to do a caper, you can't do the same. You've seen it a million times, and our characters will even call it out. What we've seen.
Yeah.
So you'll recognize some of that. And sometimes we want to come in the caper completely backwards. And we'll get someone say, well, why don't you just do it like a straight caper? And we'll go, we just did a straight caper.
We can't do another.
We can't do another straight caper. You have to.
It'd be boring.
People just heard that one. You got to come into it a little differently this time.
So we did have a writer's room, and we did have lots of little ideas all along. We always had like sort of a big vision of what we wanted to do and what our ultimate caper was going to be. But all the other stuff, we did get a lot of help. So both. I would say both in answer to your question.
I try to throw in the curveball.
Yeah.
Yes. That's it.
How open-ended was this ending?
You mean?
Well.
We hope.
I mean, we opened the door for another adventure at the very end.
So if the fans like it and Disney likes the ratings. But we definitely, Cormac and I are constantly thinking of like other things that we want to do and stories that we can tell with our cast and so knock on wood.
Yeah. I know it sounds.
What was that?
Sorry, sticking with the same cast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know it sounds backwards, but I know you went from film, this goes from film to TV series. Does that shut the door on films and we're going to stay in TV, or maybe there's possibility that you could do movies?
Oh yeah, we have 2 movies in development right now, one at Netflix.
No, he's talking about National Treasure.
Oh, National Treasure, oh yeah. Oh no, yeah. No, they're developed, sorry.
Don't announce things.
Yeah. So no, you're right. No, they've always wanted to make the 3rd. It just hasn't happened yet. So in the meantime,
we're hoping we're helping them.
We hope we
can help them make the 3rd.
Yeah, the appetite for the 3rd. I think the appetite for the 3rd is there.
It sounds like the appetite's there for a 3rd movie. So, I mean, it got there on Bad Boys 3, and it got there on Maverick, obviously. So I think they're ready, and I wouldn't be surprised if it came out soon.
Yeah, we can't wait. I mean, we would love to see National Treasure 3 because it'll finally answer what's on page 47. I know, right?
Now we all definitely.
Right?
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.